The ODNR chief's letter allows us to take that material back to the pads where the drillers come from, either the pad it came from or the next pad. So they use it to build roads. They can actually construct pads with it if they want. So that's what the ODNR letter allows us to do, the chief's letter. What we treat that with concrete, with Portland cement at about a 3% mixture. And Teresa, can you just pass around the front table here, and everybody else is welcome to see it later on. That's an example of what 3% with Portland cement as well as top hole drill cuttings comes out like. We are building pads, flat pads, on what is now a very vertically challenged industrial site, so that eventually we can build, or actually the tenants of the Port Authority can actually build buildings on there and produce jobs and return that to the community. So really that's the 360 part of enerGREEN 360, is that we're not about just building pads, but we're about building jobs for the future. That's why in 2009, I'm guessing, looking at the articles that were written back then, that's why you wanted the industrial park, to have better family supporting jobs here in this community. So that's really, we're just helping you finish that dream. The OEPA permit is the permit that will allow us to actually place the material at your site here in the industrial park. So the ODNR permit allows us to take it back to the sites. OEPA allows us to build out the pads. We made some commitments in the lease negotiations that are far up and above what the regulations actually call for. Things like radiation testing. This material is not required to have radiation testing of it. It's top hole material. So we actually committed to actually testing all that. We also gave the Port Authority the opportunity to have additional testing done that we would pay for as enerGREEN 360, and we agreed to do that as well. We truly believe, after studying all the drillers that we've talked to, there's nothing in there. We actually need to do some testing for the OEPA permit. So I went to several different drillers, very large drillers, asking them for some samples so that we could actually prove the binding of the metals. They said, we can't help you. We don't have any material that has any metals. So we actually had to spike some material, put metals into some samples so that we could prove that the concrete actually binds that material up. So we think we're probably, and Craig just walked in here, he's behind the fire truck, probably combing his hair. There he is. Thanks for coming. This is Craig Butler. We're currently probably in the neighborhood of 10 days to 2 weeks from making that application to OEPA. Really, we're finishing up some site testing. We're testing the groundwater. As you know, that was formerly an Oxford mining site, so that likely will have some mine spoil type water in that. But we're doing that to make sure that we have the background. Testing a number of the ponds that are out there, as well as actually drilling down to the groundwater. We have had our stormwater management plan approved. I got that last week. That was approved by the OEPA. It's interesting, I was just recently having a discussion, and actually current Ohio law allows drillers to take the material that we're treating, testing. The current law allows that material to be lost right at the pad, so without any treatment. We've gone far and above, beyond what the law requires, and we're trying to be the good neighbors that we've always said we have been in negotiations, and just trying to, I guess, dispel what may be any concerns. So we're going to take questions later. Is that right? Okay. I don't have any other comments until maybe some other questions or whatever. Do you want me to introduce Craig?
Yes, please.
I'd like to introduce